Hey Aquarius, this is Persephone and this is the Hermit Tarot channel. I hope you've been having a very safe and pleasant month, Aquarius. Aquarians, I see that the month of November has been full of surprises, and not necessarily nice surprises. It's been kind of like a shock to the system. Aquarians, I do feel like Aquarians have been struggling, okay? And it's not through any fault of their own. It's more like this is the cards that they've been dealt with. And Aquarians, if anything, have been the type of people that always know who to talk to, how to talk to, and how to get their point across, right? Aquarians, this is the moment for you to shine and don't let anybody fuck with you. Also, Aquarians, if you are in a position where you're kind of struggling, you need to be assertive at this point, right? Because the difference is Aquarians don't really give a shit about not hurting someone's feelings or hurting someone's feelings. And it's not that they tend to be malicious. Aquarians do tend to be a little bit more kind of like, I said what I said and that's the end of it. There's nothing to be over analytical about. But again, it's not because they're trying to be malicious. It's just that they need to be understood. Because a lot of people think that Aquarians do things to kind of be like to take advantage of people or to like have like a one-up on people, and Aquarians don't even be thinking of any of that. Aquarians be minding their own business, you know? So Aquarius, this is too many cards. Aquarius, so I do feel like you've been struggling in the last month of November, but I want you to, don't give in to despair. I want you to reach out to your support system. Just know that people love you. People are here to support you. Don't feel like everything that's happening is a personal attack, but just know that this is life. This is life. So the first card that I have here is the Fool reverse. So there's a moment right now where you're doing a lot of maturing. Another thing that I see here, Aquarius, is that there's also a moment right now where you're kind of, whatever you were idolizing or whatever you were kind of thinking to yourself that you were kind of carefree about, you're not carefree anymore. You're in a moment where you have to make decisions, and they might not be the most pleasant decisions, but you're coming into a harsh reality thinking and knowing to yourself, okay, this is who I have in my corner, this is my next move. And I think that even though I don't feel like Aquarians are the type of people that are huge planners, but they tend to always think that everything works out, right? And it usually does. For Aquarians, a lot of things work out. But right now, there's a moment of maturity that's happening. And it doesn't matter whether I'm talking to an 18-year-old or I'm talking to people in their early 50s. Aquarians, this is a moment where you're coming into realization that everything is not as peachy keen as you think it is. Aquarians, I have the 8 of Cups reverse. So that means that you were in the moment of walking away, but right now you're kind of thinking to yourself, you're kind of self-doubting, like, is this the right move? You're doubting if this is something that you should be walking away. I have the 5 of Pentacles here and I have the High Priestess. The 5 of Pentacles usually tends to talk about job loss, and the 10 of Cups. Now, Aquarians, I do want you to know something. I want you to know that sometimes when things happen, it can be a blessing in disguise. It doesn't seem like a blessing in the beginning. It's actually really scary. But I see that the more you dig into something, the more information that you're going to learn about it, and the more you're going to realize how this was a blessing in disguise. The Page of Wands tends to be someone who has malicious intent, someone who's not as discreet and is not as transparent as they claim to be. The Page of Wands is a fire sign, which can be anywhere from Aries, Leo, Sag. I have the High Priestess here. I have the 5 of Pentacles here, which, like I said, it tends to be a moment of loss, a moment of like unclarity, uncertainty, especially when it has to do with financial stability. But I have the 10 of Cups here. And I feel like either you're going to be receiving support from your most closest people in your moment of unclarity and uncertainty. But I see that you have like this innate feeling that you want to go back. You want to go back. You want to go back to the way things were. You want to go back to how you normally and comfortably usually feel. I'm not sure that that is an option for you at this point. Another thing though, Aquarius, that I do want you to realize is that in the month of November, the High Priestess indicates someone who knows a lot, right? And it feels like there's going to be a lot of information that you weren't necessarily privy to that's going to come. And it's going to either come in some sort of documentation. It could also be that other people are kind of letting you know halfway truths. I'm really hoping that's not what it is, but let me just get some clarifying cards and then I can kind of understand what's happening next. Aquarians, remember too that I feel like Aquarians don't like to ask for help because they don't like to seem weak. I mean, nobody does. Nobody ever likes to seem weak. But I feel like there are some zodiac signs that tend to be a little more comfortable asking for help. And Aquarians are not that zodiac sign. Like Aquarians, Virgos, who else can I say? Maybe some Scorpions, but Scorpions usually don't need help because they like to do all their like sneakiness alone. They don't usually want anybody assisting them because they feel like everybody else is kind of dumb to help them. But Aquarians, this is a moment where you need to ask people for help and really be very specific about what you need, right? Get everything in writing too, Aquarius. Okay. Future, I have the Nine of Pentacles, which is usually financial stability, but I also have the Eight of Cups, which usually tends to tell me that you're dwelling on something. You're dwelling on some sort of financial stability, or you're dwelling on what usually would bring you financial stability. But I want you to understand that you're going to have to make a choice. There's going to be some sort of like an exchange within your hands, right? There's going to be some monetary exchange that's happening here, Aquarius. But I don't want you to get nervous because a lot of us have been in a situation where maybe financial stability wasn't at its most certain peak, but things will turn around. Let me just pull out a couple of cards here because I really do want to find out what's going on. I have the Nine of Pentacles, which usually means to me that there's going to be someone younger with maybe a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, that's going to come in with a proposal of some sort of maybe an opportunity. Another thing, it could be that maybe you're at this moment feeling a little emotional. You're feeling not necessarily overly emotional, but you're kind of like, see, look, I have the Page of Wands here again, but this time he's straight up. There's something that's going on with a fire sign that's around you that I don't think has necessarily been the most honest, but I do see that there will be some sort of turnaround here with this person, and maybe this person is going to finally let you know what the deal was. They're also going to let you know how they feel and what kind of information needed to be given to you. Aquarians, I do see, like, again, there's going to be some sort of exchange in hand for money. If there's going to be some sort of questioning with financial stability, but again, I don't want you to get nervous. What I want you to do is prepare. What I want you to do is really think about it and really get everything in writing, get everything in documentation, everything in text messaging, emailing. Don't always necessarily count on phone calls or voicemails. You want things that are in writing so that you can understand and go back to it so that you have receipts. Aquarians, another thing that I do see again is that you're going to have a lot of support system within you, but you're strong, Aquarius. I know that you can actually get through this. Let me pull out a love card here and just see romantically what's going on with you. Six of Cups. Aquarius, I feel like you have been kind of nostalgic about a past relationship that really wasn't anything to be nostalgic about. There's nothing to kind of wonder or kind of reminisce about because I don't even think that relationship was all that. But what I do think is that Aquarians, you miss the intimacy, you miss looking forward to something, especially now that there's a couple of things that do have you worried. It's like a domino effect, right? And that's what you're hoping to avoid. And sometimes we tend to retreat to very peaceful and sweet memories of things from our past. But Aquarius, I don't want you to get stuck on being nostalgic and again being romanticizing things that don't necessarily, they weren't as good as you're making them out to be. Aquarius, I do hope that you have a very safe and prosperous November. If you're interested in a personal reading, go ahead and email me. If you're interested in tipping me, you can tip me by my PayPal, which will be in the description link. All these cards, you can purchase them through my Amazon link. And if you're interested in getting in contact with me or just getting a daily reading, go ahead and subscribe, like, share, and I'm also on TikTok and Instagram. And I hope you have a very lovely month of November, Aquarius.